and welcome to my tutorial on how to mix races in the creation kit. Now, mixing races is referring to basically, like having a human head on like a Khajiit body or Argonian body, or even the other way around. So, if you do that, it'll turn out something like this. And yes to all, of course. Yes to all. Stop, stop, stop. Error, I can't see. Okay, sorry about... Okay, what is going on here? Error! Stop it! Okay, sorry. Now, it would look something like this. Human head on a Khajiit boulder. And I don't know why this white border... I don't know, whatever. Let's continue anyway. Now another thing... Okay, seriously, it's all glitching out. Hold on. Okay, is it better now? Can I actually see what I'm doing? Okay. Another thing you could do, instead of having just a human face, now, and this is what I've done to my own character, my personal character, Agatha, is, you can actually swap out the face texture, and I'll be teaching you how to do that as well, if I can just remember how to do this. Hold on. Okay, yeah, it's pretty confusing, but I'll take you through it step by step. And it basically involves just making new head things. And there you go. That's not Agatha, by the way. This is just some ugly thing with Agatha's thing on it. Yeah, that's all it is. All right, so on to the tutorial. And I'm going to have to start new, so I'm going to go ahead and exit. By the way, while my creation kit is still loading, you have to click yes to all, and it just finished. But you have to click yes to all when you first load up. Okay, basically what you do is file data, you check this by double clicking it or just getting the check mark, and you click OK, and now start up, it'll start loading all this stuff, and that's the first step. So, but what I had to do in order to stop that glitching you saw earlier is this render window, just get it out of the way. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm recording and it's just glitching out. But anyway, okay, let me get my notes here. Okay, so step one, after you have your thing loaded, first thing you want to do is make sure you can see these by clicking that. If you've never used a creation kit before, like you could probably just see what I'm doing and it'll help you out just by watching me. But anyway, you want to go to race, and now you want to select the character that most resembles what your character is going to be. So basically, if you want a Khajiit body, then no, a Khajiit body with a human head, then you want to select a human race. So I guess for whatever head you want, that's the one you're going to pick. So let's say I want like a Breton face shape, but a Khajiit body. So it's basically going to be a Khajiit body with a human head. So what I'm going to do, the first thing you got to do is double click it to open it. And this will be your base, body. Okay. Now the next thing you want to do is rename the ID, because you don't want to overwrite, the race that comes with the game, so you want to make your own. What we're basically doing is creating a new race. And let's see, what should we call this? Let's just call it, I'm going to call it not Agatha race, because it's going to kind of represent how I did my old character, or my main character. I mean, not old character. She's not old. Okay, so I named that, and choose your gender, of course. Now the next thing you want to do is select down here where it says armor race. You want to select, what do you want to select? Hold on. Okay, sorry, I have my notes over here and I just have to read it every once in a while. So if you have a human head and you selected like Breton or something, just select whichever one that you picked basically when you open this up. So I selected Breton when I opened this up, and so I'm gonna look for Breton. It's not... Wait. Okay, a little blooper right there. What you have to do before you can select the same one is you have to click OK down here, and it'll create the new form, and you gotta click yes to create the new form. Then you just go back into this one. And the reason you have to do that is because you can't select the same armor race and until you have a new race going on. And so you renamed it, but it doesn't know it until you click OK. So you just have to do that first. And then you can select the same one that, you know, your base was, which for me was Breton race. Now, if that wasn't confusing enough. Okay, so now we're going to body data. And we're gonna go ahead and select preview here. And it's gonna say error, just click yes to all every time, yes to all. And if it says something about abort, retry, ignore, just click retry. You probably click any of them, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so we've got our character here. Not our final character, but we've got a character. And now what you want to do is if you want a Khajiit or Argonian body, you have to click skin down here. And because I want a Khajiit body, I want the beast skin. But you'll notice over here, everything disappears. So all you have is a head. Now this is where we gotta do a bunch of steps in order to get our body, the beast, into the beast body. Okay, so once you have that selected, click OK. Just ignore the fact that you have no body for now. And the next thing you want to do is look down here for armor, and that is under items. Oops, I should not have clicked that because it's going to take forever to load. Okay, armor. And next thing you're going to look for over here is you can just click inside it and start typing the name of it, and the name of it is skin naked, or you can actually type in the filter what you want. That's actually probably better. Now ignore these weird names, skin naked, yeah, whatever. Now skin naked beast is the one we're going to be using. That was a weird accent. Anyway, so double click that. And next thing you want to do is select your new race up here where it says race. And mine was not Agatha, something like that. Not Agatha race. Okay, so you select that. And down here you'll notice everything sort of disappeared, whereas before, where it was Khajiit, everything was there. And that's actually, if those are there, then those are actually the body parts for your character. So if you remember back when we previewed, we had no body parts. And that is, where is my race? Nope. Not Agatha. Okay, so yeah, right here it's showing we have no body parts. So we gotta fix that. Now, right here, right here we click OK. So we've modified that, but that's okay. Now armor, we go to armor add-on right below, and we look for. Okay, basically go in the filter and type naked, because that's where everything's gonna be. So first thing is this one, Naked Feet Khajiit. And once you go in that, this is over here is you're going to select the ones, but not yet. So you go to race and you select your race. Gosh, I cannot remember. Okay, it's right here. Select your new race, and then you're going to select under additional races. You're going to put your race here, and that will set the additional races for your race up here. So click OK, and then go back in it and make sure it's actually there, because sometimes it doesn't go. Like right there, it didn't go. So what you have to do to fix that is click your race and click the armor race that you picked. Remember when we were picking the armor race on like step 1 or something? And I clicked Breton race. We also have to click that one, whichever one you picked. So you have to do both of those, your new one and your base one, and then click OK. And that should keep them both on. Except mine isn't, but I think it'll work anyway. So, all right. It's so confusing. I hate the creation kit. Anyway, next step is go back to armor and check. Go back into skin naked beast, and we're going to check if it's actually there, and it is, so it did work. What we just did actually worked. So now we got to do those for the rest of the things. So you've got the feet and you've got to do hands. So look for hands. And that will also be under Khajiit. Now, if you're doing the other way around, if you want human, it'll just be hands instead of like hands Khajiit. So just kind of compensate there or, whatever. Okay. So you have to basically do this for each one. Oh, gosh, I can never. Okay, so remember base and our new race. And that's for hands. Now the next one is torso. So we go down to naked torso, Khajiit, because, I want my Khajiit body. Oh God, what am I doing? I keep doing that every single time. Okay, it's just a habit from when I made my demonstration thing that I first showed. Okay, torso, and if you want a tail, there's also tail. If you don't want a tail, then skip this one. I do it every time. I scroll all the way up. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. Okay, Breton and my new race. Okay, now we go back to armor, back to skin naked beast to make sure they're all there. Looks like they're all there. And click OK, because we're done there. And now if you go back into race, where we started, you have to backspace your filter or else it'll show up blank like that. So go to our original race that we created. Click preview full. Yes, yes, yes. And there we go. There's our thing. Everything's there. Okay, so that was part one. If you're fine with just a human, I mean, this will probably be the end of it for most people. But if you do have a custom texture like I happen to have for my character from like Oblivion and I made it compatible with Skyrim, you can actually apply the custom texture to your face and, change how it looks and stuff. But anyway, if you don't know what a custom texture is, don't worry about it. You're done. You're actually done right now. Or no, you're not done. Because now, I mean, you could be done, but you want to customize, right? So you want to go through your stats, change your skill, like awesomeness, or what's the word? Skill bonuses, yeah. And your superpowers that you start with. And basically to do that stuff, if you want to change like the stuff you start with, you basically go down to abilities, spell, okay, magic right here, then spell, then ability, I think. And it should be like under race. Nope, ding. Wait, did I type it wrong? Oh, I did. I just had my finger on the wrong button. Okay. So say I wanted race Breton. I'm just going to delete this for now. So say I wanted the magic resistance ability from race Breton. All you do is drag it in there. And there you go. And you can actually go in here and check what they all do, like Imperial Luck. There's actually a description right here. It'll tell you. Or you can do this and, oh, nope, that's blank. Okay. Well, hopefully you get that. Anyway, so you've done your stats. Next thing you want to do is the name of it. So when you're making your new character, you're going to have a, your own custom name and your own description. I do not have a description. If I can type, okay. So that would show up in the, when you first start the game and whatever, it'll show up as a new race, like, dark elf, high elf, and then it'll show up as not Agatha. And then it'll say, I do not have a description. And I would get this. Oops, you can't see that. And I would get this as a default character until you mess with your face around, mess around with your face. Alrighty, so I think that's about it. So if you do want a new face texture, I'm gonna go through that because I did show you that I had a new face texture, and this is more advanced. So this is actually half done outside of the CK, inside like, Photoshop programs and stuff like that, because, it's all texture stuff. So for the people who don't want to do texture stuff and they're fine with, human head, human looking face, you're done. You're done. You can stop watching. And I hope you enjoyed. And leave a like or a comment if it helped you, because I know this CK is very, very frustrating and confusing. Okay, so now onto the face texture stuff. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is go down the character here, like expand it, and then head part, and then select whether female or male. Of course, I'm going to be using a female character. And you want to click, okay, you want to go down to where it says female head. And since I'm using like the Breton thing as my race, as my base thing, I'm going to go ahead and double click that to open it. And that's going to give me like the, the base of the Breton head. And the first thing I'm going to do is change it. So I'm going to actually make this a little easier. Remember how I kept scrolling up? Well, that's because I usually put an A before it to put it all the way at the top. So you can do that. Okay. So you want to rename that into your own thing. And the next thing we'll be doing is selecting a new texture set, but except we haven't created a new texture set yet. So we're actually done here for now. So click OK. Yes, new form. And if you put an A in the beginning, it'll bring it up to the top. And that's why I kept scrolling up before. Okay, now you know. Because it's not alphabetical order. And if you put like double A, you'll make sure it's on top. Yeah, just a tip. Okay, so next thing you want to do is we need to create our texture set, because you remember we haven't done that yet. So that is under miscellaneous and then texture set. So you gotta, expand this texture set. Now, skin head female. Oh, what did I do? Cancel. Cancel! Did not mean to do that. Okay, skin head female. Skinhead female Breton. Okay, skinhead female Breton, because Breton, of course, was the one I was going by. And that sorta not looks like. Okay. Now, okay, so we're gonna edit our texture here. This is the DDS file, the one you do in Photoshop that I was mentioning. You do it outside of the CK. And so we're gonna select that. So edit. And oh, this is for diffuse up there. It's rather laggy. Laggy. Come on. Stop phrasing. No, not responding. No! Not during my tutorial. Seriously? Is it? Oh, it's just glitched. Okay. Wait, is it? It is. It froze. What? Hold on. Oh my god, I can't believe this. It actually crashed on me. It's completely frozen. I'm gonna have to, end this. I'll be right back. So I'm gonna... What? Now what? Cancel. Stop crashing on me. Really? Did it crash again before I even get to load it? Okay. So I'm just gonna continue from my demonstration ESP that I originally had up when I first started the video, so I'll see you in a second. I guess this is a good time to say save often. So yeah, save your plugin before you end up crashing like I did. I lost about 15 minutes of work right there. Alrighty, I'm back after like 5 minutes of waiting, or like 30 minutes. Okay. So my in the demonstration ESP, I have different names here. Just I hope this doesn't confuse you. So let's go back into here. Oh god. Edit. I don't know how to turn this back to default, but basically let's pretend this is where I stopped before. We're in the edit, so let's go to edit. Don't freeze on me. Okay. So then if you do have your texture, custom texture, like I do, just find it wherever it is. Mine happens to be right here. select it, open, and that will replace the one for diffuse. Now these other ones, I don't think they matter. Honestly, like this one looks nothing like this one. So I don't really think they matter, and I just leave them alone, and it doesn't seem to affect anything. So make sure you have your new name there. Mine will be called this, and click OK. As long as that is, if everything's fine, just click OK. If everything's not fine, I don't know. I honestly don't know. It worked fine for me. It should work fine for you. Okay, so next thing we do, we go back to head parts, which was up here. And we go back to our head, our custom head that we renamed this whole thing. And now, hold on, let me just really quick. Skinhead Breton, female Breton. Okay, so this is where we left off originally. So now you want to change texture set. And remember how before I was like, well, we don't have our texture set. Well, we just made one. So now we find our new texture set that we named. And this is how I named it. And select that, click OK. Now we go back into race and check our head to see if it changed. Yes to all, yes to all. Yo, no, female. Stop the error. Okay, so we see it has not changed. So what we have to do, there's actually something in here that tells you which thing to use, which texture set to use, or which head part actually. Something like that. So we have to go back into head parts and select our head, our custom head, and move this somewhere where you can just drag the head into there. And that's what you do. You drag it into where it says right there, face, and it changes into that. And then redo the preview. Just uncheck and recheck it. And there you go. And there's your new face texture. And I think that's about it. And if you haven't done so already, go ahead and change your text stuff, you know. Oh, this was the one I had before, so it's a little different. And your stats. And I think we're finished. So once you go in the game, you can change it however you like. Change your face, you know, the regular, you know, your character creation. You can change the face around. Now, if you did change your face texture, which I just did, in the game, there's certain things you actually, I don't think you can change it because it might mess up the new face texture. Like complexion, I don't think you can change that without it losing your new face texture. So certain things you can't touch. It's just a little limitation. Not really a limitation. It's probably something in one of these options, but I am not familiar, of course. So it's probably something like one of the, I don't know. It's probably in here somewhere, but just try not to try not to touch complexion or maybe even dirt or stuff like that. You can try, and if you do lose your face texture, all you have to do is pick another race and then go back to your original race. So just go down, up like that, and it should go back to your thing. Now I don't quite remember if presets work, if they work or if they erase your face texture. You'll get it in game. I think you can't use presets. I can't exactly remember. But anyway, it shouldn't matter because I got my character looking, you know, as good as I expected, and I didn't touch any presets or anything like that, and so it's all good. All right, so the rest of this stuff doesn't really matter, like eyes, hair, eyebrows. If you want to change the default, I think these are just the defaults. So you can always change them in game, so those don't really matter. And another thing I want to mention is since I selected Breton, if you remember, all the way in the beginning, I get the Breton noses and eyebrows and eyes. So everything is basically Breton face shaped. So it's basically a Breton head. And all I really did was change the body, and then afterwards I changed the face texture. Still the Breton head though. It's like the Breton head shape, but a new texture. I think that makes sense. All right, so that was a lot of info. I hope that all helps. And that's how I did it for my main character Agatha in my Skyrim series, my Let's Play. And I hope it helps. And leave a like and do whatever you'll do. And I'll see you later. Bye.